security issue that could impact millions around the world.
Without immediate action to support developing countries, inequalities and poverty will deepen, not to mention the geopolitical divide.
We're on the cusp of not only a climate catastrophe, but also an economic catastrophe.
The inflation rate soaring to its highest level in 30 years. Costs are going up everywhere.
Food, electricity, water, medicine. It's a very pressing situation.
We're dealing with 7.8 billion people on Earth that need and rely on this supply chain system.
We are challenged by the number of people in need.
And these people are suffering in such a devastating way. They can't, how are they supposed to get through the day?
Don't be sorry.
We all know that we're past the point of no return.
Lost 60% over to recycle, 9%.
It's really a horrifying situation. And as a matter of
planetary emergency.
So what do you think this is, or what could it be?
Well, these are called FRBs, fast radio bursts. They are among the biggest explosions of radio energy in the entire universe.
Scientists have a mystery on their hands. Signals from outer space are being detected. But what's causing the unusual sounds, and where exactly are they coming from?
They generate more energy than 1 billion suns. The energy in radio frequencies is so great that eventually the entire universe will be aware of this one explosion. And then the question is, what drives these things?
Something big is happening, and scientists on Earth can detect it.
You sort of think about E.T. and stuff like that.
I can't think of a mystery that we've had this enticing in a long time.
Some people believe in renegade theories that perhaps there's a design to some of these things.
To see change, we've got to work together.
The theme of our coming together is history at a turning point. But let's also be clear. The future is not just happening. The future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room. We have the means to improve the states of the world.
You want to turn now to the search for answers to the unexplained.
Well, it's the age-old question, are we alone in the universe? Well, we might be now getting some answers. For the first time in 50 years, US military officials have gone before a Congress hearing.
It's getting close.
It was the videos that were impossible to ignore, and so were the witnesses. Released by the military in 2020, you hear stunned Navy pilots off California's coast in 2015 wondering out loud what the heck they were seeing in the skies. Former Navy pilot Ryan Graves telling GMA the encounters with these physics-defying objects became almost routine.
We were seeing them nearly every day that we were flying. We were going out there to do our normal training missions, so we weren't necessarily going out there to track these objects.
The 2017 New York Times article, in my mind, made that was a big shift.
It used to be that one person would see something in the sky and say, "Look, Martha, look, there's something up there." Now things have changed. It opened the door to the possibility of other. They didn't specify what other was, but you can fill in the dots yourself. Now, one possibility for other is hypersonic drones. We see that in warfare now. The Russians in the Battle of Ukraine is actually using hypersonic drones to hit targets inside Ukraine. To be hypersonic, you have to go faster than Mach 5. Anything faster than 5 times the speed of sound is called hypersonic. And so the Russians are now fielding hypersonic drones in warfare. But you see, this is something just in the last few months. These sightings, they go back decades into the past, with objects executing these gyrations decades ago. And that's why you have to take them seriously. We're talking about objects that defy the known laws of aerodynamics with a technology beyond what we have today. And so that's why people are scratching their heads. Whose are these things if they're not the Chinese, the Russians, or the United States?
So one of the main points of contention is the lack of visible propulsion method, right? There's no, essentially, there's no heat signature. There's nothing that we understand to be.
My name's Kyle Stumpenhorst, and I'm the owner of RR Buildings. Before I even make my first cut on site, I make sure
be present that normally exists when something is going at a tremendous rate of speed.
That's right. Not only that, these objects create no sonic booms. When you exceed the sound barrier, you create a gigantic boom that is then shatters windows and can be heard miles around. These objects can effortlessly break the sound barrier and not create a sonic boom. And they don't create any exhaust. We don't see an exhaust trail from these objects. So either they're an optical illusion of some sort, or they have a set of laws of physics beyond what we can muster. And once you go to higher energies, the laws of physics begin to break down. The laws of Einstein and the laws of the quantum theory break down at something called the Planck energy. Why is that important? That's what I do for a living. I work on something called string theory, which lives at the Planck energy. The Planck energy is 10 to the 19 billion electron volts. That is a quadrillion times more powerful than our most powerful atom smasher outside Geneva, Switzerland. Any civilization that can harness the Planck energy would be able to become masters of space and time. Space and time as we know it become unstable at the Planck energy, which is far beyond anything that we can muster here on the planet Earth. So, we physicists theorize, how advanced do you have to be to access the Planck energy? The energy at which space and time become unstable, where wormholes may develop, gateways through space and time, portals through empty space.
Scientists have been studying new data from the Hubble Space Telescope. They say the expansion rate has become much quicker compared to the expectations. Observations also showed other galaxies are moving away from our Milky Way faster, but scientists cannot yet figure out why. So all they're saying for now is that, quote, something weird is happening.